everyone. This week I received a question about romantic love. I seem to be on this topic in the last few videos. And the question was very simple. The person simply asked, how can I forget someone that I love? How can I move on and forget this person from my past? I can't seem to get my mind off of her. So I'm going to answer that question in this video. And the first thing that I wanted to say about how to forget or move on from someone in your romantic past, I ask this question, this simple question, to answer the question. And the simple question is this: why do you want to forget someone that you love or loved? Why do you want to forget this person? Why do you want to move on? And this may seem like a duh question, you know, our collective consciousness may think, well, obviously I want to forget this person, you know, they don't love me, they didn't reciprocate me, they didn't treat me well, so obviously I want to forget about them so that I could move forward and find someone else. But there's so much more to this question that I wish you to start exploring. And the deeper parts of this question, they start to reveal themselves when you really ask, why do I want to forget this person? And once you ask this question with a genuine open heart, you're going to start noticing the difference between what the heart feels and what the mind wants. So our egos operate in a very linear way. So if something happens to us that is particularly painful, the ego wants to turn its face and move on. So I'm going to forget this person, I'm not going to look at this, and I'm going to turn my head and I'm going to continue on and just find someone else to love. But when you begin to break down this question, you realize the difference between genuine love and ego love, or Hollywood love, as I call it sometimes. So the heart, an open, beautiful heart, a love that is unconditional, it never wishes to forget anything. When you find yourself saying, I want to forget this person, I want to move on with this, you can be absolutely certain that there are still wounds that need to be seen and healed in relation to this particular person you want to forget. So let's give an example. Let's say that it is a love that is not reciprocal. So you love someone and that love is not returned to you. Now the ego will say immediately, oh, well, forget her or forget him, I'm just going to move on. But if you resist this temptation of the ego, you will start noticing the underlying wounds that were touched. Pure love, love of the heart, doesn't speak like that. So love is something, it's not a commodity that you're out to sell. It's not a commodity that you're even exchanging. So you're not going out in life, the heart at least, does not go out in life and say, I love you, now you better love me back or else. That is not the language of the heart. The heart simply says, I love you. That's it. There's nothing else necessary. Now what says, I love you, so you better love me back? It's the ego. It's this left hemisphere, the hemisphere of the I am this, I want this. So if love is not a commodity, love is not something you're selling, love is something that you're giving, why is there this internal chatter of wanting to turn your face if the love is not reciprocated? And that's where the wounds come in. If you love someone and that person rejects you and you feel deep pain at that rejection, there's a wound that has been poked more than once sometimes. But I'll give you an example of a foundational wound that is poked when you love someone and that person does not love you back. The wound that is almost, I'll say 80% certainty that this is the wound that's being poked, it's the wound of unworthiness. So if you don't think that you are worthy of love, if you walk from a position of lack, constantly wanting to give love but receiving it too, you need to receive it, there is a wound of unworthiness. You don't find yourself worthy of love. So someone who has this foundational wound of unworthiness, it's tremendously painful when that wound is poked. So if you love someone and they don't love you back, that wound of unworthiness will be poked. It causes tremendous amount of pain. And this is why you want to forget that person. This is why you want to turn your face and ignore this, because the ego does not like to process wounds. The ego likes to bury them and then move on to a different person, to a different experience. But here's the thing about wounds. If you don't heal them, if you don't see them, you keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. So this person that sent me this question about wanting to forget someone because the love was not reciprocated, you can be certain that as soon as you find another person, that wound will be triggered again. So you probably will find another person in your future that will reject you again. And this could seem like torture, right? That life keeps giving us the same experiences over and over again. But it's actually very beautiful, because life is constantly asking you to see and heal your wounds so that you could be more free, so that you can ascend energetically. So here's the thing about wanting to forget a romantic disappointment. It's not necessary in order to heal, right? You don't need to forget anything. So the thing to do, the first thing to do is to say, ouch. I'm still in pain at just the mere thought that this person that I really love or loved rejected me. It still causes a deep pain in me, and that's it. You just sit with that pain, and then you go to the next level. Why does it hurt me so much that this love was not reciprocated? And then you get to those foundational wounds. Again, like I said a little while ago, 80% certainty that the foundational wound that has to do with this sense of rejection is a wound of unworthiness. Because when you do not have a wound of unworthiness, when you walk around as a whole, beautiful, overflowing being, you don't need anyone to love you. So you just walk around giving love, giving love. There's no need, there's absolutely no need for the love to be reciprocated. So at some point when these wounds are healed, you're going to look back at this person that now you want to forget. You're going to look back and you're just going to smile and say, thank you. Thank you for helping me see my underlying foundational wounds, for helping me cure them. I wish you joy. I wish you happiness, and I love you unconditionally now and always. And tomorrow that may change. You may wake up one day and not love that person anymore in the same way that you did in the past. That's all okay. It's all part of the flowing of life. But always remember that whenever you are having this temptation to turn your face away from something, it's because the ego is trying to do that as a defense mechanism for something that the ego or the subconscious mind does not want to see. So there's the answer to that question. You don't need to forget this person that is part of your past or that you may still be thinking about every day. You don't need to forget them. Just try and incorporate the lessons that this person brought to you about love, whether you really do love with an open heart and unconditionally without requiring anything in return. Observe these things, transmute these wounds, and then as you're walking through life, you'll notice that you won't get the same experiences of rejection anymore. Life won't send you those experiences. You'll attract a different frequency because you're on a different level of living life with an open heart, of living life with unconditional love, of not treating love as a commodity that needs to be returned, exchanged, sold. Love is just our pure essence, and we're always emanating it. So as soon as we remove these layers that cover up our essence of love, we notice that love is something we give for free. All right, guys, I hope this helps. If you have any other questions about love, about romantic love, about anything really for our weekly videos, you can just shoot me an email at info@christina-lopes.com. If you haven't done so yet, please go ahead and like my Facebook page if you like my work. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my other videos. I have a lot of videos on YouTube. Or just connect with me on my website. You can send me emails, you can subscribe to my email list, and that way you get my, my weekly blog delivered to your inbox. I hope this helps. Send me any questions if you have them. Have a great week, everyone, and I'll see you next week.